Hey everyone, do you need to be able to upload a seamless, or in other words an all-over print tiling design up to Redbubble? Well, today's tutorial I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. We're going to look at an amazing site, download some artwork, check to make sure that it actually is a repeating seamless tiling all over print design, and then we're going to do all the little Redbubble tips and tricks and show you how to check that and how to make sure that you don't have any errors in your design that you are going to be uploading to Redbubble. We're going to be looking at 3 or 4 designs today, one that obviously works perfectly, one that looks like it works perfectly but might just need a little bit of tweaking, or you might just need to change your design, and then obviously another one that does not work at all and how you can check this. So let's get into this step-by-step tutorial. Alright guys, so here we are in the wonderful site called Creative Fabrica. Now I am an affiliate with these guys, which means if you do purchase anything from any of the links in this video, I may get a small kickback, but I use this site for about 95 to 99% or so of my graphic design elements and things that I download rather than create. I love them, they're amazing, so I am definitely not recommending anything that is not so good. I love this site. I have the subscription, which means that I pay for the year and then I can download absolutely whatever I like. It's amazing. I do recommend that. Or you can purchase designs separately from this site. So it is creativefabrica.com. I find all of their customer service to be absolutely excellent. So here we are, and we're in this site which has hundreds and thousands of designs that you can choose. Aren't these elephants absolutely gorgeous? I think they are so sweet. Look at them. Oh my goodness. They are adorable. Okay, so what we are looking for in here is you need to go up to your search box, and we are looking for a seamless design. So in here, what that means is you need a design which is generally a square design that has elements that half go off the sides of the page, so when it gets printed next to each other like this, it works out as one specific piece of fabric, or one specific design. So when you have fabric in the shops, for those who don't know this, it's not a humongous 20-meter long design that is printed onto the fabric. The design itself is probably only a small square like this, and it just gets repeated over at the exact size that you need it to be over. So things that you'll be looking for, keywords that you'll want to be searching for is seamless, all over print, and tiling. Those sorts of things are surface patterns that you might be wanting to look for. So today we're going to be in the search bar up here. We're going to be looking up seamless, and I'm going to look up ballet designs. So we're just going to hit enter on that. You could of course choose anything you like, seamless cats or anything like that as well. And we're going to get a whole heap of examples of what we need. Now some of these are going to be seamless and some of them are not going to be seamless, and some of them are not going to be usable. So let's have a look first of all. Alrighty, so this seems to be, this wasn't here this morning when I was looking up this, so we'll just have a look at this first one here. We're going to click on it. Okay, so first of all I've hit a snag. This is a commercial usage allowed, so I can use this for commercial purposes, but I can't use it for print on demand unless I make some significant modifications to this. So we're actually not going to choose this design, not based on whether it's seamless or not, but because it doesn't say POD. In Creative Fabrica, if there's a POD here, it means that you're allowed to upload it directly to a print-on-demand site without making any modifications. And as long as you own that design or you have an active subscription, then you are allowed to do that. So we're not going to choose that design. And so here's another one here. So it's a seamless pattern. And that says, there we go, see that's that pod usage allowed on here. But I am not going to choose that. It says high resolution JPEG, good, 300 DPI, also a very good thing that we're going to need to know. So we're not going to choose that one. Now I love these designs, they're the nutcrackers, but again they are commercial usage allowed, not print on demand. So we're not going to choose them either. We're going to scroll down through here, and there's these. Even though you can't see the seamless design in here, there is one, and we're going to come and have a look at it here. And this here looks like it's going to be a seamless design. In fact, she says that 2 floral seamless patterns are included in this bundle. It is a POD usage allowed, and if you want to go and check those really specific terms and conditions, you can do so just by looking at the read about our license here, including commercial license, and we can use that one. It also has some individual elements as well, so if you're uploading onto Redbubble and you want to have some that have a design and then some that have an over pattern, that's a good one to choose. So we are going to go ahead and download this. I have already done that, but I will do it again for you now. So you just hit download, and obviously either you've paid or you have a subscription, so you'll need to sort out the financial side of that one. And of course everyone's downloads and everything are different. Mine comes down into this bottom part of the screen down here that you might not be able to see because I'm there. But you can just click on it and it will download into your downloads folder, and you'll need to get that into your normal file folder from somewhere. So hopefully you can manage that. Just Control C, so if you were to select them all and then just Control C, Control Cut, and then can paste them into another folder. So Control C, Control C, zip into here, which is where this is, and I'm going to paste these items in here. Alrighty, so here you can see that's the intro that I have already done for this video, and here we have our elements, and it's as easy as that to download those from Creative Fabrica. Okay, so there's one design, and we're going to go ahead and download another couple as well. And I also really love these little wee ballerinas here. So you can click on these, but these are individual elements, and I can't see anything here that says, oh, there is, there we go, 4 seamless patterns. So we could also use that as well, and that is a print on demand usage allowed as well. Alright guys, so that was step 1 done. We have gone to Creative Fabrica, we have searched for a seamless design, and we have downloaded our seamless design that is POD ready, so either we have the license for that now, into a folder on our computer. So here I've downloaded the artwork that was associated with those 3 files, and as you can see, some of the design elements that have come down are the individual designs, but we want the seamless ones. So as a general rule, they will look like these little squares here. You'll probably notice, for those of you that have done this before, that the blue cloud ones are actually not seamless, but we're just assuming that you might actually need to go in and figure out how to check that. Again, often if they say digital paper, they're a little bit more suspicious. Most people now are figuring out that you need to write seamless on them because a lot of people are looking for that, but just to be on the lookout. Sometimes the design looks seamless and actually isn't, so we need to figure out how to check that, and I thought it would just be easiest with something that is obviously not seamless. So now we have our designs, and I'm going to show you this one here, which tiles lovely. This absolutely gorgeous design here, and I love it to bits. It is so pretty, but I would need to modify this to put this on a piece of fabric, and you'll see why, because most of these beautiful elements are in the middle, and there is some white spaces here which don't look bad on a design as it is like this, but it's actually quite noticeable on the seamless design. So I would have to modify this and take this tile into another program and add in a little flower or something just in this side, sorry, you probably can't see where I'm pointing, this side here, which kind of will flick over onto this side because it matches, just to get rid of these white stripes that end up in the design. But that's okay. And then there's this one here, which you can see has little bits that come off the edge of most of the sides, which is generally a good sign with that. Alrighty. So now we need to go to Redbubble itself, and we are going to work through the process of uploading this and all the little tips and tricks that you're going to need to make sure this uploads correctly. So let's go to Redbubble. Alrighty, so here we are in Redbubble itself. I'm just in my back studio here. We are going to go through this all very, very step by step, but just so you can see, I uploaded this one yesterday, which has 2 design elements with it. It has a seamless pattern, and it also has a you know, this little figure here with some text that came with the artwork. So this is just like here, how there are some individual elements and there are also some matching seamless patterns that go with it. So I've uploaded that, and I have changed what objects have which design on it, and we're going to go through that, show you which ones you might need to do, and also how to adjust them, because if you just upload your square design into each of these elements, it's not going to work out the way you want. So let's go and have a look at how to do that. Alrighty, so what you need to do is, when you have logged into your Redbubble site, you're going to go up to your little picture that's up here on your account. You're going to click on it and click Add a New Work. Alrighty, and then it will take you to this screen here where you have the options to upload a new work or copy an existing work. Now, I find copying an existing work is so easy if you have a you know, like a good workflow in. It's really helpful, but obviously we want to start at the beginning so you can actually set up those you know, useful things that you can copy. So we're going to click on Upload New Work. Just note down here also that you need a JPEG, a PNG. I know I briefly mentioned that in the other ones in the earlier step, but you need a JPEG, a PNG, and it needs to be a relatively good quality. 300 DPI is great, and it needs to be big enough to load into here. So most of the images you're going to get on Creative Fabrica are going to be perfectly fine for that. So just make sure that you upload, if you get lots of versions, the PNG or the JPEG into here. So we're going to click on Upload New Work. Okay, and then the next step, you just need to navigate to your file where all your design elements are. And we're going to choose this one here. So we'll start off with this one, and we're going to open that up. And it does take a little minute for that to upload. I'm not going to take you through details of how to put in a title, but we just you put in a title. And then you need to put in some tags. Obviously we're not going to be uploading this, so I'm just going to do that for the moment. And then we come down to the product views down here. Now, in Redbubble, there are several items that you can upload your seamless design and it will print all over it. So it would be great if that was the hats, but it's not. It comes in that image in the front, so that's not what we're going to need. And for the moment, we're actually just going to disable all of those, because we want to go and have a little bit of a look and see how it prints over the top of an item. My suggestion is you go and have a look at the duvets. You can see here how the picture has come onto the duvet, and there's lots of white space around it. Even if this was a tiling design, it automatically comes like that. But if you don't go through and change and check all these things and go through all of these settings, that's how it's going to print out on someone's duvet, and they're not going to be very happy. So let's just click on Edit here, and we'll have a little bit of a look how to check if it is seamless. We come down to this Choose Pattern, and you're going to click Regular Grid. This is the bit that makes it tile seamlessly and all over print pattern over the item, and you can see straight away that that don't look right. Okay, you can see very obvious it's square, 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 and I strongly suggest changing the scale and having a really good look at your item, and obviously that does not work at all. So beautiful design, and Digital Curio, I'm sorry to pick you. You're an amazing, amazing artist, and I love their work. And they do now have a lot of seamless designs, but some of the earlier stuff, they didn't have a lot of seamless designs. They were more sort of elements and digital papers, and they're gorgeous. I really recommend checking out Digital Curio as a awesome designer. So here we go, that didn't work. So we're actually just going to replace that, and we're going to choose this one here. And we're just going to hit open, and it's going to upload again. Obviously we've got these, but that's okay. I'm not actually going to upload this one, so it doesn't actually matter. Alrighty, there we go, upload complete. look, doesn't that look beautiful? And oh my goodness, these designs are gorgeous. Her artwork is stunning, and I love these. Obviously we need to change all the tags and stuff, but that's not what this tutorial is about. If you want to look up tagging and, you know, that sort of thing, obviously there's plenty of other tutorials for that. Okay, so if we have a look here, it's going to print out with a square on the t-shirt, so that's not really what we're going to want to do. So we're going to disable all of these. They look they don't look right. You can see here it doesn't look right. You're not going to be able to make that look the way that you want to make it look. Okay, you could fill it up on the entire t-shirt, you know, move it around, but you don't want a square print. For that, you're going to want something like one of those designs to go in there. And if you really wanted to, you could put that in on these items, but we're not really here to do that. So to do that, I'll very quickly show you. You just replace the image and you can choose, you know, another image to go in there, and it will upload that specific design. So you don't have to have the same picture on all of your items here in Redbubble. Items, so there's your bunny. You can click on edit and obviously move that around, you know, change the image or do whatever you wanted to do with that. There we go. Let's just do that for the moment. But that's not what we're here to do. Gorgeous little bunny, but we're just going to disable you. Sorry, bunny. Obviously the hats is the same thing. It just prints out the thing. You'd need a different image for that. Chiffon tops. Here we go. Let's go and have a look. Here's one of the first ones that we can change it around. See how you can see the whole fabric background, and it will print out like it prints the image out to the edges. You need to be really careful to make sure that on all of these options you have changed the following settings. It's really important. Otherwise, say if your image only goes to here, okay, here we go, and someone orders a larger size than, you know, is on the screen here, these white bits are going to appear down the sides and things of the top, and you definitely don't want that. So you can make that, you know, like zoom out and go over the entire design, but it's just not the safest option to do that. You need to go down to choose pattern and change it to regular grid. Okay, not offset grid, because that will turn out really wacky and really weird, and that's not what we want. You want to change the image to be regular grid. That's really important. You have to do it on every single one that needs a seamless design added to it, which is why copying works can be good, because then you've done all these settings and you just change the image. We're going to have a look here. So that looks like it works. It's tiling, it's looking good, but I really suggest you have a little bit of a zoom out. Now, do you remember me telling you that there was some little white stripes that appeared on this design? Now that's not because the image isn't tiling perfectly. This is a correctly done design and it is beautiful. However, if you're going to scale it down a little bit, you're going to have areas like this that have a little bit more white in them. And that's because when the design was made, there needs to be maybe like another flower or something in there if you're going to print it out over like a big surface. And I personally would take this into a different design program, use her elements that she has created to add in an extra flower into there to make it a seamless tiling design before I was to upload this. So I would actually choose not to use this image for this. It's beautiful. You can see here if you zoom all the way out like this, you can see these kind of like very square like you can see where the tile was, and we don't want that. Beautiful design, absolutely gorgeous, but I would need to do a little bit of editing for that one. So we're actually not going to choose that one either. So let's go back right up to the beginning and we're going to replace the image all over again. And on this one, I'm going to show you all of the settings that you are going to need to change. So let's pick this one here. Alright, so we're going to change this to, I'm just going to put in anything for the moment. I'll go back and edit this. Yeah, anyway. You can add in a description as well. There we go. And we have our design. So first thing we're going to do is quickly just go and check to make sure that is working. So we're going to go into these chiffon tops. It's just the first one that happens to be there, and we're going to go to regular grid, and hurrah, oh, look at that, doesn't that just go over beautifully? I'm not sure who would want a chiffon top with pink bunnies on it, but you know, there we are, it's the option. So make sure it is on regular grid, and you're going to be able to change the scale because you might not want it to be that big. You might want the print to be a little bit smaller, and you can see here you can't see those sort of white lines, and it just looks like one piece of fabric, and it goes all the way out to the edges. So even if it's printed out in a bigger size, you're always going to have some design on the thing. So we're going to hit apply changes for that. And make sure you obviously have that enabled, and we need to do that for a whole heap of these items. So this one here as well, the graphic dress, you're going to go through, choose pattern, regular grid. You can change your scale to whatever you want to do that to be, and hit apply changes, or make sure it is enabled. And the same here with the graphic t-shirts, exactly the same. You can change the scale, do what you like with that. A-line dresses, again, make sure it is on regular grid, and that is there. Apply changes. Stickers and magnets you can also do that with, although obviously I prefer to have like an image with that, so we can go through. You know, haven't done anything with that. Let's just disable that one as well. So we're going to leave that just in case someone wants a sticker that looks like that. Phone cases. Now, this is a really small item. However, I still really recommend you go in and make sure it says regular grid on there. You never know, because Redbubble has all these different sizes and shapes of things, if it's just going to cut off the edge and have a little white strip, and you really don't want that. So always make sure you change it to regular grid for everything that you are uploading this design to. So desk mats, here we go. Here's another one. Regular grid, job done. Okay, and then you can change the scale and go through. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through a few of these now, because there's nothing else that's particularly different until a later step. So let's get through to that. Alright guys, so just one little thing here, getting into clocks. You'll also need to check your frame color and your hand color for these, just to make sure that they are what you want. I'm going to select natural bamboo, and the hand colors I'm going to check. I'm just going to put in black. There we are. Just as an extra thing you need to check there, and we're going to keep going with this. It does take quite some time, and that's why, again, I really recommend that you have this as a presetting, so you can just come in and upload a new design, copy your design, and then just replace the image. Makes it so much easier. So still going through doing this to all of these items, making sure you're enabling them as you go, and I'll keep going and see you in a minute. Alrighty, so here we are just down in these final fussy little things. You can see how it's really important that you make sure your pattern is correct here. There's not terribly much you can do about the design appearing, you know, quite specifically on all these different pieces, unless you download a template and you're, you know, putting that in here. So there's a different picture, I guess, for each part. It is possible, but it's a little bit more tricky, and obviously not for today. But you can move your tiling design once it's in that regular grid around, and change the scale to make it look the way you like. You can see it there. That's quite cute. We're just going to keep going. Last couple here. Choosing the pattern, regular grid, apply changes, make sure the scale's correct. Obviously fitted masks, you end up with these white strips if you do that. Here Okay, so you really need to make sure that it is right, and you probably do want to change the scale, because that's probably a bit too big for such a small item, so you're probably going to want to change the scale to being a little bit smaller. But again, that's a whatever thing you want to do. So we're just going to choose a couple of these, and we're going to pop it in dance, and it will pop up with optimized recommended. If you want to choose something specific, you can say, oh, I want it always to appear as some socks, but it's best just not to do that. No, it's not mature content, and yes, I have the POD license for that. Okay, so just going through here, so we've clicked add a new work, we've put in a title, we've put in a couple of tags, we can put in a description, and we have made sure we've gone through each of these items that you can upload a seamless design into, and we have gone through and very carefully checked to make sure that we have scaled the image the way we like, and we have chosen the pattern to be a regular grid. So go through and just have a really good check of all of those items, and it looks like they are all tiling seamlessly and beautifully over all of these objects. Now obviously people aren't necessarily going to want to buy all of these, and obviously there are some better options, but for some of these things, like if you wanted an apron like that or a bath mat that had bunnies on it, great, there we go, we've got that option. This phone case is actually really quite cute, and you can of course go in and edit and change the scale, and then if you have a look here, see where the bunnies are, you can move them around a little bit to get them exactly in the right spots that you want them to be in. And we're going to hit apply changes on that, and same with all of these. So like the pet bowl in here, you can move that around to make sure that your design is sort of roughly appearing in the middle of that as well. And the same with your backpacks and your duffel bags, make sure you move your design around to make sure that it looks correct. And that is how you upload the seamless design into Redbubble. And then you just have to hit upload, which is all the way down the bottom down there, save work. And if you are here and you still want to add something up onto your t-shirts and things like that, we can do that. We're just going to go into edit, and we've got this image here, so we're going to replace the image. Do not replace the image up the top, because you will replace it through everything and you will cry. You want to go down into the actual item, so this is clothing, and hit replace image, and we're going to replace that with a particular, so here we are, we're just going to choose that one, a particular design. Now obviously you don't have to do this. If you don't have one of these, you just disable all of the options that have this the need for like a picture on it. You just disable them all, job done. Make sure though in here, because I imagine this is on a small child, I mean, as lovely as it is, it's a small child thing. Go in and activate kids clothing and hit defaults, and make sure you've got that changed in there. Kids pullovers and pullover hoodies and things like that, so make sure they are selected, otherwise you're going to end up with that not right. And you can change the size of the picture on there as well. Okay, and then we can just apply those changes. There we go. So that's on there, and you can do the same say on the hats here if you wanted to go in and replace an image, so you can replace several images, and that would work perfectly fine. So for this particular one, I'm going to put the little swan in, and obviously you could repeat this several times with different items, like with different pictures in each one of these if you wanted to. There we go, just give it a second to upload. Hats, you're just going to be a little bit careful because it's not a very big design area, so you're probably going to want something that is a horizontal design rather than a vertical design if you can possibly manage it. So that one wouldn't have worked very well. You can see that's chopping that off. So just make sure you go in there and change your image, and then go and have a little look up here to make sure it all fits in. Again, it's not the best image for for the hats, but we're going to put it in there anyway. Because it doesn't look dreadful, it doesn't look wrong, it's just not very desirable. We'll go with that. The other thing I am going to do is, even though these acrylic blocks and coasters can be that all over print design, I always like to change them, if I can, to replace the image with with another one. So we can choose whichever one it is that you think would work the best. So let's just pick this one. And as a general rule, I probably also would have downloaded these into another program, maybe Inkscape or something like that, and added some text or added a background or something behind these, just so they're not just like plain stuck on there. But we're going really basic here for people that just want to get started uploading things into Redbubble. So I probably would have gone and changed that around a bit. So we're just going to hit edit because I want to show you one other little tip and trick here with that. We're just going to change that scale. You can center and recenter if you like as well, if you don't trust quite where you've put your bunny. There we go. You can change the background on ones where you have a like a specific image like that. You can go and pick a color to go in the background behind your bunny. Okay, so let's just pick that pink. There we go, and that is how your coaster will print out. And you can do the same with anything else on here as well that's got its individual picture. I haven't done it on the shirts up here because you want that just to print out. Otherwise you're going to have, like, say if they order a red shirt, it's going to have a pink square and then the bunny, whereas you just want the red shirt and then the bunny. I wouldn't choose red, but you know, like you want to make sure that that is going to look right across as many objects as you possibly can. So you can change the background behind that, and you could also do the same here on the pin if you wanted to. The tote bag, that's a really good one that you would need to change. So let's replace that image and we'll put that one on as well. Okay, and so here it is. Oh, look, has that cut off the ears? So let's go and check. Yes, it has. So always make sure you check your design. See, I think that looks a little bit better over just a smidgen more. There we go. So we can do that. You can't change the background on that one, but that's okay. Alrighty, so that is how you do that. So let's just hit save work. Alrighty, so here we have all of our designs that have printed out through Redbubble. I really suggest you go through and check to make sure all of them look okay, because sometimes they can print out a bit dodgy on one particular item, and you might be able to fix that somehow. So here we go. Mouse pads, pet bowls, bucket hats, they all look okay. Don't forget within that there were two different styles of the hats. Mats, there we go. The t-shirt, see, that's how it would look on the black t-shirt. If we'd put that pink background behind it, which we could have done, it would end up looking a bit dodgy. It's much better on that. Obviously, I wouldn't choose, you know, a black sleeves with the pink bunnies on the front, but that's okay. And hopefully people are going to be sensible enough not to order the zip one that goes through the design. Personally, I wouldn't do that either. But here we have all of our designs. So our stickers, I didn't change it on the stickers. Now, if you do exactly this and you get here and you go, oh, forgot to change it on the stickers, you can see here I've just put, like the acrylic blocks, they had just the seamless background on it, but I changed that and put in a specific image. We can go back and change that. So that's how the acrylic block has turned out, and I think that looks really quite cute. And same with the coasters. You could also do that with the clock as well, put the image in the middle, but yep. And then the duvet covers. You can upload, say, like a file that is specifically for these, you know, a duvet cover which has like some designs up the top and stuff, and then the seamless pattern in the middle. But of course you've got to go and get into a graphic design program to do that, so that's not what we're doing. Kids clothes, that t-shirt's really quite actually super cute. I think that's quite sweet, and you just go through and make sure that there's no issues. One thing that can sometimes cause issues is the mugs, because you've got this mug here and you've got this mug here, and you can't see this mug until you get to the screen, so check it. Also, with the mugs, it's best to have a light coloured background, because there's a little strip of white that comes in just where the handle meets the design. And if you've got like a black design on your mug, you're going to end up with a white strip near where the handle is, and there's nothing you can do about that. That is not a design flaw or anything on your behalf. That is just simply the way Redbubble prints their mugs, so it's just something to be aware of. I think it's the same on the travel coffee mugs as well, but I've not actually ever ordered one of those. And the same with the water bottles. There's a little bit of print issues there. Personally, I wouldn't order the water bottle, but that's okay. Zipper pouch came through, and you can just check here and everything seems to be right. The only issue that I can see here is that my magnets and stickers have got the all over print design on them rather than the picture. So what you do with that, oh, we could have enabled large print clothing as well. Let's do that. Just enable that. Go through to stickers and magnets. So here we go, and we're going to replace that image, and we're going to replace that image with whichever one we think looks cute. Hurrah! Upload complete. Okay, so there we have it. Now will come out as a sticker, and that's really all you can do in there. You can, of course, obviously change your markup on everything. Oh, interesting. In there as well, if you wanted to do that. And then all you need to do is go back through and re-hit I have the rights to do this, and save your work again. And that, my friends, is how we do it. Normally it comes up with all the pictures down here. I've got no idea why it's not doing that today. It's obviously just thinking too hard. Each one of these should have its picture underneath about what it looks like, but it's just taking too long, I think. And that is how you do this entire process. So just as a very quick recap, we went through Creative Fabrica, we looked up seamless designs, we downloaded one to the computer, we checked to make sure that it was a POD, print on demand usage allowed from Creative Fabrica. We downloaded them to the computer. We uploaded that to Redbubble. We changed around the designs, so we had seamless ones on the products that needed a seamless pattern, and we put individual designs on a few of the items that needed individual designs, and we have uploaded that to Redbubble, and now people can purchase your design. Thanks for watching, guys.